tonight on UCentral News. It's been almost 30 years since the Oklahoma City bombing, and this year a special group of individuals was honored. Find out more next. Warm, sunny weather continues across the state. Carly Torbett will have your full look at weather.
Coming up, UCO baseball is on a 13-game winning streak, but can they keep it up? I'll have that and more in sports.
Have you been looking forward to seeing the Minecraft movie? Well, you may have to deal with some unruly teens. I'll have more for you later in the show.
All that and more happening right now on UCentral News.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Jeremy Ramirez.
And I'm Abby Avers. Welcome to this Thursday edition of UCentral News.
An unfortunate and very sudden situation is unraveling for international students across the country. The Trump administration is revoking visas, fueling an uncertain future for these students.
This week, UCO and OSU have made the list, and yesterday Governor Stitt has addressed the situation in his weekly press briefing. UCentral's own Shanice Hopkins has more on the story.
Thank you. As of Tuesday, the university has officially confirmed up to 4 international students who have potentially been affected by their educational visas being revoked. While the university legally cannot state the identities of the affected students, spokespeople have described this move as unprecedented. With many details being left unanswered, such as the whys and hows, concern has sparked not just on campus but statewide. And now these concerns have reached the desk of Governor Stitt. He's addressed these concerns, stating that although this was out of the state's control, he is in support of the federal decision.
I'm for bringing in the best and brightest, as long as you're going to follow our laws and you're going to chase the American dream and you're going to be part of our society. If you're going to be knuckleheads and criminals, me and every Oklahoman, at least the Oklahomans I know, want those people out of our state and out of our country.
Like I mentioned earlier, a lot of details still have been left unanswered, but UCentral is currently investigating and will provide more information as details come. For now, I'm Shanice Hopkins, reporting from Edmond, Oklahoma, UCentral News.
Thank you, Shanice, and we know you'll keep following this story. Now, let's send it over to Carly for our first look at weather.
Thank you, Jeremy. Looking outside, it's been a beautiful day on campus. 78 degrees outside, a lot of sunshine, winds coming in from the north at 13 miles an hour with those gusts up to 17. Humidity is only at 26% and that UV is at a 4, but it was at 8 earlier this afternoon. So like I said, lots and lots of sunshine today. We've had a roller coaster of temperatures and all kinds of weather these past 9 days of April. 76 degrees on the 1st, and then it dropped down to the 50s this weekend. And we even had a little bit of snow Sunday morning and then bumping up to 65 degrees later that day. And we're even looking at 90 degrees, 92 degrees, maybe even some triple-digit temperatures this weekend. So like I said, roller coaster of temperatures just starting out for April. So looking ahead, sunny skies with a light north breeze today and tomorrow. Going to be very, very hot and windy this weekend. So we are going to be looking at that moderate to high fire danger this weekend, and then possible scattered storms on Wednesday. It's a slight chance right now, but we will continue to keep an eye on it. That's all I have for you right now. I'm going to toss it back to you, Abby.
Thank you, Carly. It's been nearly 3 decades since the Oklahoma City bombing, and a special group of heroes was recognized this year. I went to the Oklahoma City National Memorial and Museum to find out more.
Of the federal building has been blown off.
This April marks 30 years since the bombing of the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building in Oklahoma City, which killed 168 people and injured hundreds. For the first time at the Oklahoma City National Memorial and Museum, about 100 doctors and dentists were honored with a Day of Remembrance ceremony, an acknowledgement they had never received in this fashion before.
30 years after this tragedy, the Oklahoma County Medical Society and the Oklahoma State Medical Association salute our physicians' skill, dedication, compassion, and professionalism.
Throughout the event, multiple survivors and medical professionals shared their experience with the bombing. One of these survivors is Polly Nichols, who is said to be one of the first to receive life-saving treatment. Polly shared her gratitude, thanking the heroes that saved her life.
And I think one thing I could say, certainly wouldn't be here if it were not for you, which is my highest thank you.
While survivors like Polly reflected on their experience, the event also offered a long-awaited recognition of these healthcare heroes, many of whom continue to serve the Oklahoma City community today. One of these heroes, Tom Caniglione, recalled the emotional toll the disaster took on medical professionals.
One of the things that I will never forget about the event, immediately became apparent that people, medical people, were emotionally paralyzed by what happened.
The recognition of these medical professionals is a long overdue acknowledgement of their tireless efforts that day and the lasting impact it had on them and their community. For UCentral News, I'm Abby Avers.
Thank you, Abby. And now a warning from the Edmond Police Department. Scammers are targeting customers of True Sky Credit Union. Authorities say individuals are receiving phone calls from people claiming to be a part of a fraud investigation. But once you engage, your accounts could be compromised. Victims have reported being locked out of their online banking and having funds transferred without their knowledge. Police are reminding the public, never share personal information or passwords over the phone. Verify suspicious calls by contacting your local branch directly. If you suspect fraud, call True Sky Credit Union immediately. Stay alert, stay cautious, and protect your financial information. We'll continue to monitor this developing situation, and for now, take extra precautions and share this warning with family and friends. And it has been a beautiful day on campus today. Will the sunshine stick around?
I sure hope so. When we come back, Carly Torbett will have their full look at weather.
Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move. The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move to meet our students where they are and get them where they want to go. Over time, thousands of students have made the move to UCO. They come to pursue their passions and find their calling, to improve their lives, families, and communities. UCO moves and motivates students in and out of the classroom. Here, potential takes flight. Our students' curiosity ignites a spark that fuels transformation. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the university that hasn't stopped moving since 1890. In fact, we are gaining momentum. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? I'm high. Oh.
Good afternoon, Broncos, and welcome back to UCentral. Looking at those current conditions today, super sunny outside, 78 degrees, have a light breeze coming in from the north, and that UV is at a 4, but was at 8 today. So we've seen a lot of sunshine and a lot of warmth today. Looking at across the state, we're looking at about the same all the way around, looking at those high 70s, low 80s. Towards the southern part of the state, Ardmore, Altus, Lawton, 83, 84. 79 in the OKC Metro, and then Guyman up in the Panhandle was 76. Going into tonight, we're going to see clear skies, so not a lot of clouds. Going to chill down just a little bit, so 45 degrees with that wind still coming in from the north. 10 miles per hour with that humidity bumping up just a little bit to that 41%. And it is Oklahoma, so we do have that 1% chance of rain this evening. Looking at across the state, we're gonna chill just a little bit. So 47 degrees across the state. So Tulsa, OKC Metro, 47, 40 up in the Panhandle with Guyman, and then 41 in Clinton and Woodward. Going into tomorrow, we're going to have the same temperatures as we had today. So those low 80s, high 70s. So 82 up in the Panhandle, 80s for Altus and Lawton, and then 87 in or 78 in Clinton tomorrow. But it is supposed to get pretty hot and windy tomorrow, or on this weekend on Sunday. So we are going to be seeing that fire threat. So we're looking at a high fire threat for Altus and Clinton. And then as we get more towards the northern part, Woodward, Enid, looking at that moderate risk. And then up in the Panhandle, Guyman, Ponca City, slight risk. So just keep an eye on that. It is going to be very hot and very windy. Looking at our 7-day forecast, this weekend going to be beautiful, but those winds are going to pick up, like I said. So tomorrow, 77, Saturday, 83, and then Sunday, we're looking at 20 to 30 mile-an-hour winds, but with a high of 92. And then going into next week, Monday and Tuesday, it's going to be pretty sunny outside in those low 70s, 71 and 74. And then Wednesday, we have that 35% chance of seeing those scattered storms. And so we will keep an eye on that. It is a slight risk right now, but like I said, we will keep an eye on that for you guys. Jeremy, Abby, we went from snow on Sunday to almost 90 degrees, possible triple-digit weather this weekend. Are you guys excited that we're seeing this warm weather so early in April?
You know, Carly, no. I hate sweating, and unfortunately there is a lot of that with this Oklahoma weather, so I'm not looking forward to it. What about you?
I have to say I'm the opposite. I'm excited to see summer weather. I'm ready to be out on the water somewhere enjoying the sunshine. Jeremy?
See, I'm with Carly on this one, but for a different reason. The warmer it gets, the closer we get to summer, meaning no school. So I'm all about those warmer temperatures. Thank you, Carly. Coming up, a popular TV show has officially been renewed for another season.
And what is going on with Minecraft movie in theaters? Michaela Kraus will have more after the break.
It's time to explore, to come out and play. Our city is waiting, so what do you say? Whether daytime or nighttime, the right time is now. Finding those moments to make you go wow. Amazing new places to fit every mood. Shopping and dining. Did we mention the food? There are green parks and ballparks and water parks too. Museums, attractions, and also a zoo. The modern frontier is the friendliest place. Now is the time for your dreams to be chased.
It's the Roadway Replay.
Time for the lightning round, Brian. Let's rewind your drive to work. How far did your car travel while you checked your phone? 20 feet, 100 feet, the length of a football field?
100 feet.
Oh, sorry, Brian. In just 3 seconds on the highway, your car traveled the length of a football field.
Distracted driving? It's no game.
Social media update. According to Variety, HBO Max's The Last of Us is being renewed for a third season, even though the second one hasn't been released yet. The series, starring Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal, is based on the 2013 video game of the same name. The series follows Ellie, Joel, and a colorful cast of characters as they make their way across the apocalyptic landscape. The second season is set to premiere this Sunday on April 13th. Teens hoping to see the new Minecraft movie at one theater in Washington Township, New Jersey must now be accompanied by an adult. The policy comes after the theater owners say they were left with a major mess following the movie's opening weekend. As Amanda Lee explains, it's all part of a viral social media trend that is tied to a specific line in the film.
It's crazy to me that they'll go ahead and they'll do damage somewhere and then post it.
The viral trend, like this scene captured in Connecticut, involves kids and teenagers causing a huge disruptance in a theater when Jack Black's character says the words chicken jockey in a fight scene.
Chicken Our daughter saw a video on TikTok of a bunch of boys who had recorded themselves at our theater causing mayhem and screaming and throwing lotion all over the seats.
Laura Rose and her husband own the Township Theater in Washington Township, where they say this trend went way too far.
A few of the seats in one of the rear rows had been ripped out of the floor. They proceeded to throw popcorn, spill their drinks, make a menace of themselves, and trash the theater.
While the staff worked to fix furniture and clean this weekend, the family theater shared some new rules, saying any minors wishing to see the Minecraft movie must be accompanied by an adult, and unaccompanied groups of boys will not be admitted.
Kids will be kids, right? I know that. However, a line was definitely crossed.
The movie racked up almost $163 million during opening weekend. Warner Brothers Studios, which distributed the film, and CNN share the same parent company. Jeremy, Abby, would you be willing to put up with unruly teens to see the Minecraft movie?
You know, Michaela, I've heard some good things about it, so I think I'd be willing to weather maybe a little bit of chaos, but it just depends. What about you, Michaela?
Honestly, no, absolutely not. I would not be willing to put up with that. I'm going to wait till it comes out on streaming. What about you, Abby?
My little cousin is obsessed with Minecraft, so I'll probably end up having to see it, but I'm not excited about it. So thank you, Michaela. Coming up, UCO baseball is red hot, but does that stop this weekend?
And the Oklahoma City Thunder were in action last night. Dylan Hibbard will have all the highlights when we return.
Rugged, rough, built for the road ahead. Sometimes I feel like a shell of a man.
Commercials are fake. What you're feeling isn't. Call or text 988, Oklahoma's mental health lifeline.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move forward, daily living the Bronco way, being reflective of our neighborhood, community, history, and Oklahoma. This is what has made us who we are. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the third largest university in Oklahoma. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Hello everyone and welcome to your daily sports update. I'm Dylan Hibbard. First to the diamond as UCO baseball officially cracked the top 25 for national rankings, landing at number 22. This ranking has to do with the Broncos on a 13-game winning streak dating back to March 18th. However, the Broncos now have their biggest test of the season. The Chos are on the road this weekend, traveling to Warrensburg, Missouri to face the Central Missouri Mules. The Mules are ranked number 3 in the country and sit atop the MIAA standings. The Mules set a 25-9 record on the season as the Broncos are 28-9, so we should see an amazing 3 games. First pitch is tomorrow at 6 p.m. for Game 1. This series will have 2 more games, one on Saturday at 2 p.m. and it wraps up Sunday at 1 p.m. The Broncos will return home next weekend for a series against Northwest Missouri. Now to the other diamond, as the 5th-ranked UCO softball has a busy weekend at home as they will play 4 games in 2 games, all at Jerry Pinkston Stadium. It starts tomorrow as the Nebraska Kearney Lopers come to Edmond and try to slow down the Broncos. The doubleheader will begin at 2 p.m. and Game 2 will follow at 4 p.m. Softball's second doubleheader is on Saturday when the Fort Hays State Tigers come to town. The Tigers are 22-12 and will look to upset the 33-6 Broncos on the road with game time scheduled for 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. The Broncos will be on the road next weekend facing the Washburn Ichabods and Central Missouri Jennings. Last week, we brought you news that UCO has found a new women's head basketball coach, Hannah Moeller. Moeller had a press conference earlier today to introduce herself to the university. UCentral sports anchor Ian Nickel has the report.
We're here at the Sports Performance Center here at UCO where new women's basketball coach Hannah Moeller was introduced today, and they rolled out the red carpet for her. They have the welcome sign here on the Chad Richardson Jumbotron, and they talk about how winning the press conference doesn't really matter. But today, I think she won a lot of people over.
Hannah Moeller is a winner. Hannah Moeller is a difference maker. And it gives me a lot of joy to stand here today and announce that Hannah Moeller is a Bronco.
With a strong endorsement from Vice President of Athletics Stan Wagnon, Hannah Moeller is introduced in front of Bronco boosters, coaches, and players as the new head coach of Broncos women's basketball.
Today feels like a dream come true.
After 9 seasons at NAIA Mid-America Christian University, Moeller takes on a new challenge here in Edmond and brings her top assistant with her from MACU.
Of the 200-plus wins that we have occurred over the last 9 years, none of those happened without my assistant, Kelsey Dutton.
She brought up how fiery of a competitor she is and how much she hates to lose.
I hate to lose. I do love to win, but I'm far more worse of a loser, I guess, than I am on the days we get to celebrate the win.
Moeller then gave us insight on what areas she wants to work at to help UCO succeed.
The best defensive rebounding team, A, that we can be, and B, in the MIAA. And that may happen in year 1 and it may happen in year 2, but we will find a way to get there. We're going to make you shoot really tough shots.
While we're still a ways away from the women's college basketball season beginning, Moeller plans to hit the recruiting trail and the transfer portal to get some players on the roster that she thinks can take her to Kansas City for an appearance in the MIAA tournament. For UCentral Sports, I'm Ian Nickel.
Thank you, Ian, and good luck to Coach Moeller on her future at Central Oklahoma. Now to the court as the Oklahoma City Thunder were in the second night of a back-to-back, this time in Phoenix, taking on the Suns. On a night that saw Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Isaiah Hartenstein sitting, the Thunder were looking for someone to run that offense, and that they did. Jalen J-Dub Williams and Chet Holmgren took over the offense as J-Dub dropped 33 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. Holmgren also had 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists. The Thunder would win this game 125-112. With this win, the Thunder officially eliminated the Suns from the play-in and now turn their attention to tomorrow night as they will face the Utah Jazz. Expect to see many Thunder starters to rest in this game as well. Jeremy, Abby, back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Dylan. Coming up, find out what landmark on Route 66 has a special tradition.
And Carly will have your last look at weather when we return.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
Expanding horizons, making room for the new. The modern frontier is ready for you. There's more to discover, more fun to be found. Our city is rising, just look around. Attractions, adventures, excitement and thrills, rooms of beauty and history where knowledge is filled. a convergence of cultures in spectacular places, open skies, open minds, and wide open spaces. The modern frontier awaits you to embrace it.
Welcome back, Broncos. A popular Route 66 site has a special tradition every weekend. UCentral's own Andrew Frazier has more on the story.
Tucked along the curves of Route 66 in Arcadia, Oklahoma, one building stands both out of place and perfectly in tune with its surroundings. The Round Barn, built in 1898, is more than just a roadside attraction. Every Saturday morning, it becomes a stage. Inside, the Round Barn Ramblers fill the century-old space with the sounds of Americana, a musical tradition as weathered and rich as the barn itself.
But Americana encompasses everything American. You know, Richard, violinist, fiddle player, knows a lot of old traditional fiddle tunes, jigs, reels, waltzes, and the bands that played upstairs, I guarantee you knew all those songs. This is my favorite place in the world to play acoustic music, and I'll tell you why. Is because it's round. There's nothing stopping the sound going from around the walls. And just sit here and just play on a quiet morning in the wintertime is just absolutely the best place I ever played.
Good acoustics help, but for Joe and the Ramblers, it's really about honoring the barn's past and the tradition that comes with it.
People would come from just miles. I heard tales of people would come and they'd camp for a dance because they had to drive a wagon from 50 miles away, you know, so.
Every Saturday, the Round Barn Ramblers bring a little bit of the past to life. You just have to show up.
Thank you, Andrew. Let's go ahead and toss it over to Carly for that last look at weather.
Thank you, Abby. Looking at this hourly forecast, we're about at that 5 o'clock mark. Still super sunny outside, 79 degrees. Around 6, 7 o'clock, we're going to bump down, so 78 degrees and then down to 76 around 7. And that sunset is going to hit around 7:59, so around 8 o'clock. So we still have a beautiful evening to go out, get some dinner before we head into home for the evening. But as we're looking, we've had a roller coaster of weather and temperatures. Allergies have pretty stayed consistent. Tree and grass very high, ragweed and mold spores on the moderate to low levels. So our allergies have stayed consistent in being very high and very pollinated. Looking at that daily forecast for tomorrow, we're going to be experiencing about the same as what we were feeling today. So 46 in the morning, that sunrise is going to be up around 7 in the morning. And then have that north breeze at about 6 miles an hour with that 68 degrees. And it's going to hit that high, so about 78 to 79 degrees around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon like we experienced today. And then around 7 o'clock, it's still going to be sunny. Sunset at 8 o'clock, 73 degrees. And it's going to be a little chilly in the evening time, around 40 to 45 degrees. That is all I have for you today. Back to you guys at the desk.
And unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today. I'm Abby Avers.
And I'm Jeremy Ramirez. Have a good night.